Welcome friends to the Driver 38 channel. This week we're gonna do an open tag. HT's Hunter's Herd. We're gonna look at a big folding hunter. This open tag was put on by HT's EDC. If you don't know his channel, please go check it out. He's got some fabulous knives there. Okay, this week we're going to be looking at a big knife again. We're going to be looking at a 1980 Kabar folding hunter. Okay, let me show you a couple flowers though before we look at the knife. Got some pink flowers with a yellow center, gonna be a yellow center. Got some red flowers with a yellow center. Got some kind of a light pink salmon colored flowers. They got like a lime green center on them when they get busted on out there. Here's some more of those. This is a little lighter flower here. Here we go. Right here's one. Okay. And we got some purple here. And got some butterflies flying around on the little yellow ones. And this one right here, very unique. It's a double color on the end. Very pretty. Okay. Let's get to looking at this knife here. We're gonna look at it on a tabletop setting on the tailgate of my truck. And we'll do some close-ups. And then we'll talk about the pattern and some of the unique features of the pattern. And then we'll talk about how I come about this knife. Now, this is an old knife. I've had this knife since 1980, 44 years. Okay, let's get to looking at this knife. This right here is a 1980 Kabar folding hunter, model 1184. Okay, let's do a size comparison. Most people have a trapper. This is compared to a trapper. As you can see, it pretty much dwarfs it. This is a big hunting knife. Dwarfs it on width, length, thickness. No comparison. Okay, let's try a big folding lockback, a buck 110. It is bigger than a buck 110. It is longer, wider, and thicker than a buck 110. Let's measure it. It's gonna be a 5 1/4 inch knife, closed. 2-blade folding hunter. Okay, it has the Delrin imitation stag. They called it Staglon back in the 80s. Schrade Uncle Henry knives used this, and I happen to have a small Stockman here with the Staglon handles. And as you can see, it's pretty close to the same thing, if it ain't the same thing. It's really close. But a lot of knife manufacturers was using this around the same time in the 80s. Okay, brass liners, Kabar on the shield. It's wore a little bit, but it's still there. Okay, let's look at the blades. Got a clip main blade. got Kabar stamp, 1184 USA. And this knife is a 1980 for sure because it was bought new then. I've had it ever since. Large clip blade, saber grind. It's got a saber grind on it. Not hollow ground, it's got a saber grind. Long, slender Skinner blade. Very sharp. Flat ground on this. Flat grind. Okay, it's got stainless steel. 440C, I believe, is what this knife came with. I believe, if I remember right, that was on the box and the papers and stuff. That I believe it was 440C. It's 440 something. This knife right here is in good shape now, but it took a lot of work to get it in the shape it is now, because if you've heard that horseback saying, rode hard and put up wet, this knife definitely was that. This right here is the original sheath, 1980 sheath. I told it this in. And from 1980 to 2003, I used this knife to deer hunt, and I took several deer. And this knife, I used this knife to process every deer I ever took. And around 2003, due to several things contributed to it, but anyway, I stopped hunting for a while, and I put all my stuff up. And this knife was in the sheath, and I put it up in the closet, and didn't think nothing else about it till over 10 years. It's probably 2015, 12 years probably. And I went in there and started digging out my hunting stuff. Thought I might go again. And this knife here, all the bolsters were green, had green on them. They were green on the Staglon, black specks and green on the back, and the stainless steel blades, they even had discolorations and black on them. As you can see, I've got a lot of it all. But anyway, I put a lot of time in this knife to get it back to the way it is now. So when you hear people say on here, do not store your knives in your leather, that's absolutely correct. Okay, let's talk a little bit about this pattern. This is a folding hunter pattern, and they were made during the 1920s by almost all the knife manufacturers of the time. Started making these around the same time, around the 1920s. It evolved from the clasp pattern. I used to have a clasp knife, or I would show it to you out here, but a good friend of mine now has that clasp knife, and I hope he really likes it. Anyway, the bolster here is the same design that's on a clasp knife. And a clasp knife has usually swooped like this and had like a pointed bolster on this end, swooping up like that. So you see where that kind of copies this design. Clasp knife would have one big clip blade, and the folding hunters came out with two blades. They came out with a clip blade and a skinning blade. Okay, and about 1920s, about the same time, the trapper was taken off. And check this out, clip blade, skinning blade, two blades on the same end, jack style. Two blades on the same end, jack style. So, whichever one of these came out first, the other one was trying to capitalize on that same design, I do believe. Just to get the same market, just a step larger. That's my opinion. And, you know, that's what I think about it. Okay. There's this good hunting and camping knife. One of the deals with the folding, having a folding knife like this, is it's easier to pack camping. It takes up less room. And around the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, those areas right there, hunting really took off as a sport. So people was looking for hunting knives, and a lot of people were looking to save weight, save space, kind of make their gear bags smaller and easier to pack than a long fixed blade knife. See, be a lot easier to pack and wear on your belt. Also, around this time, a lot of states started doing knife laws. Okay, I live in Alabama, and in Alabama, you can carry pretty much any knife, but you cannot carry a large fixed blade Bowie style knife concealed. You have to wear it in a sheath on your belt, the large fixed blade knife. Okay, so you couldn't carry it in your pocket or under your coat or anything. It had to be showing. Well, this solves that problem too, because this is as big as a fixed blade, but it folds. So a folding knife is not under that law. You can carry a folding knife concealed. So I think that had a lot to do with people buying these as a get off me knife, so to speak. You could carry this in your pocket and not be worried about breaking the law. Okay, let's talk about how I got this knife. I received this knife as a birthday gift in 1980 for my 16th birthday. My brother is a little bit is older than me, and he was already out on his own, working, making money, and making his own money. And he bought this for me for my 16th birthday. I just took up hunting with friends, and I didn't have a knife to clean my game, and he bought this for me. And you watch my videos, brother. I know you do. You say you do, and I want to tell you it's been a long time, but I still remember that, and I still appreciate you and thank you for buying me this knife. Okay. I've used this in hunting and fishing. I've cleaned fish with this knife too. But it's a nice knife. It's a nice knife. It reminds me a lot of Uncle Henry's, but I think it's a little thicker than those and a little beefier. Okay. I thank y'all for watching today, and I appreciate y'all. And if you would, hit the like, and if you subscribe, my videos will be a lot easier to find. And I like for you to comment, because I like to hear what y'all think, and I learn a lot from y'all guys. Y'all guys know more than I do. So please leave a comment. Thank you.